Hey guys, Kelsey here. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I set up my team and why I do what I do. So I wanted to make a little video here to show you exactly what I've done. In the past, I've done, the big group team. I didn't have a personally sponsored page. It was really confusing and there's a lot of overlap and a lot of coaches trying to run their teams within one place. And it got confusing and it got really discouraging for a lot of coaches. And I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying, you know what, this just doesn't work for us. And at that time, I realized as a leader, I needed to step up my game. I needed to step back and I needed to look at my team as a whole and realize what their needs are and help support them and give them what they need to be successful. So what I came up with was a system that would allow them to learn what they needed to do to be able to be a successful coach, but in a supportive environment. So because my coaches are not all signing up at the same time, and my coaches' coaches aren't signing up at the same time, I wanted to make sure that they could always just dive in to whatever they needed to do to be a successful coach right from day one. So I wanted to make a support system just like we would have in a challenge group. I realized that a challenge group works because we're giving them the tools, but we're there to support them. And when it comes to training, it needs to be the same way. You give them the tools, but you're there to support them. So what I've done is I've kind of created a tiered system that then uses different tools that are on Google Chrome in folders and on our training website. So you can see here, I'll just make it a little bigger. The first group is actually called Growing Emerald. So any coaches that are my personally sponsored coaches or their coaches or their coaches' coaches, this is where they would first join. So this is the initial group. This is where they do the welcome. So I've only established this a couple months ago, and some coaches that have been on the team longer just haven't joined and haven't joined their coaches into it yet, and that's totally up to them. Some of them are well established and diamond coaches already, so everyone does things differently. But for now, this is where we're starting, and this is what I'm going to be doing from now on. So you'll see all my groups don't have very many people in them yet, but that's just because we're kind of starting over. So in Growing Emeralds, this group is all about challenge groups, getting started, learning how to post, how to reach out to people, and how to kind of lay your foundation. And it has the focus of getting to an Emerald coach. So in here, I actually have a bunch of information that is tagged onto the cover page, and it's also all linked into the description of the group as well. And then this kind of becomes our place of just pouring information on those topics that new coaches need. So you can see every Monday I post in here with something. If there's something that's going on that I feel I need access to, I'll post in here as well. But usually the topics are based on challenge groups, inviting, and hitting Emerald. Every Monday I do a post that says this week I will, and then there's a kind of a new action call for the week every week. This group is then kind of a place for every single person to post. So it's not my group, it's our team group. So it's a place for people to ask questions, share what they're doing, get excited, and welcome their coaches. Because they're new coaches, this is a great place for them to welcome them because it has all of the stuff that a new coach needs to know. I've also gone ahead into the photos, into albums, and I have organized everything into albums with pictures of things that they need to know. So there's, when I do my like page, instead of just posting the like page information of training, I made a picture and I put all of the videos into the description of the picture. So it's easily, they can easily find it. And this way, when coaches are clicking around, they're not like, oh, well, that was really great, now what? It's all there in one place. Same thing with the PicMonkey tutorials. I had so many questions about PicMonkey. I wanted them to be easily accessible to it. So I put all the videos into one place. You'll also see in the albums I've done a mentorship program, a 7 days to Emerald push. So if you actually look at the 7 days to Emerald push, there's actually a picture for each day. And then I've actually put all the videos that I suggest that they watch. And each day actually has kind of like their actions, things to do. So it helps them walk through and create that. And if they don't hit Emerald by day 7, they just repeat it. So that's kind of what I've done with there. Also, I filled up the file section. So like any other team group, whenever we have things, we fill it up in the file section, which is awesome, but can be really overwhelming. So I've actually been working at kind of mainstreaming it, making it so it's easier to navigate. So you'll see that I've made handbooks, and what I've been doing is I actually have folders where now all the information that goes with that is all in one place. So the handbook is here, the new coach call is here, so they can go back and look at those slides. There's scripts, there's how to share, there's my sneak peek. So if someone is an Emerald coach and is like, hey, I want to run a sneak peek, there's an example already there for them. So I've done that so it's easier to find. So instead of having all these files, I've been taking the information, putting them into folders on Google Docs, and then eventually all these will be filled once the files are all the folders are complete. And then they'll just have to click on them and all the information will be there. So that's how I've been really making it so it's more accessible for my coaches. And they've really, really enjoyed that. So that is the Growing Emeralds group. Once they are an Emerald coach, they are then welcomed into Digging for Diamonds. And so in the Digging for Diamonds group, it's the same idea. Okay, so they get welcomed in. There's all the information they need to know in the description of the cover and of the description of the group. And then in here, we start to take it to the next level. So helping them, have more conversations, track their business, build their team, understand how to hit diamonds. So it's that next step up. We start talking about bigger things, deeper topics when it comes to business, and we might start talking a little bit more about volume and placement as they start to really lay that foundation of their team. Because what I found is when I was doing everything in our one team page where I was sharing all the information there or in training, they got overwhelmed or they didn't always see every post or life happened and they got a little overwhelmed with things. So now because there's a tiered system, they're able to kind of, whatever they're focusing on that time in their business, whatever stage they're at, the information aligns with that. And it helps them to build their confidence because they're not overwhelmed and overthinking it. And so that's what I've really loved about this tiered system of this training group. So in here, it's the same thing. I still post on Mondays with I will this week, and there's an action for them. And then whenever I find a video or something that really speaks to me or something I'm doing, I post it in here. And so that way they can see ideas of what they can do at their level. So that's been really great. So once they become a diamond, then they get added into the Diamonds and Star Diamonds group. So in here, this is similar to the Diamonds and Diamond Plus group that I'm in with Morgan Rieger. So in here, though, I share the Success Club board just in case they're not in our big team page, and that way they can still see it. If they want to use it, they can use it. If not, whatever. But it's in here. So this one, again, has all the files. It has all the folders. And as our diamonds grow, I will be doing more and more in here. We're going to end up having another diamond call every week. So it's going to be in the morning to accommodate shift work and moms and stuff like that and time zones. So this group will grow. It's kind of a new group. So this is something that I'm still working on. So in time, I'll do another video and kind of elaborate on this group and how it works. So those are my 3 tiered groups, and they've gone over really well, and they've been, the coaches have been really perceptive to them, and they're kind of diving in now, and I'm seeing in the last 3-4 weeks here that there's more engaging, more interaction, and more leaning on each other in those groups. So it's been really great. Okay, so just like any other team, I've created a brand new big team page. And this one actually is a place where only I post. I've changed it. I created a totally new group, so not everyone's in it yet. But what I do here is I share all of the sales. I share any upcoming news or information with Beachbody, and I share any of that like bigger stuff. So that way, my discount coaches or my coaches' discount coaches aren't overwhelmed with all that other stuff that they don't really want to know right now. You know, they're not feeling pressured. They're still seeing what they need to see to maybe spark their interest in coaching actively, but it's not overwhelming. So this is kind of the big team page. Now, if I have someone that's a discount coach, but I think is on the fence and tells me they're on the fence, I do add them into the Growing Emeralds group as well right off the bat to help them spark their interest. But if it's someone that is strictly like just wants the discount on the shakes, I don't overwhelm them. You know, while I would message them and see if they were interested and move them into the Growing Emeralds after, but I don't want to ever put pressure on someone. So this is the group they're in. So I do all my recognition. So Success Club boards, volume boards, leadership, everything is done in here. And this is a place then for my coaches and their coaches coaches. So everyone's welcome into this big team page. And this is just where we do all those big things. So it's kind of streamlined and it's not overwhelming for anybody. So I also put things in the files and the photo albums here as well. I also then have in my albums, I've been organizing you know, the transformation pictures from new programs, recognition, bombshell calls, everything is kind of organized into albums, team calendars, so it's not overwhelming and it's people can easily go in and find the information that they're looking for. So that is the big team page. The last group I have is my personally sponsored page. And this is where I dive in a lot into connecting with my coaches and sharing my experience. So I like to be really real with them in here and share what I do as a coach or tips or things that I really believe have either, you know, helped me or maybe mistakes I've made and how I've learned from those. So I actually post in this group Monday to Friday every morning with some kind of tip or advice or story to help them see that I'm just a regular person just like them, and that I started where they started, and that every day is a learning day for me, and every day is a growth day for me. So I share in here every day. I also then put everything that's in the Growing Emeralds into the files and into the photo albums here as well. So they can really go into almost every group and find the same information, but that way it's easy for them to access and it just helps them kind of navigate. I also have been trying to, anything that I feel like is something that a coach really needs to tell their coaches and be a leader. I've been really posting that in here and then encouraging them to literally, even if they want to copy and paste it into their own personally sponsored coaches page. So that way their coaches see them as the leader versus me. And I feel like that's really helped a lot of my coaches as well. And it's helped them with their confidence in themselves, because we all know when we start as a coach, it can be kind of overwhelming. And it can be scary because you don't really know what you're doing at first. And it's all about trial and error. So I think it's really important to give your coaches the tools to start that. So I really encourage them, like, hey, like, you know, this is a pretty generic message, but, you know, add your little flair onto it and share it with your teams, because it helps them kind of take that first step into leadership, even if they just have one coach. So that's kind of where I start. Now, when it comes to training, so I do everything self-led. Every now and then I do have a training group that I provide for my team, but because our team doesn't all sign up at the same time, I never want to get into the into a place again where my coaches, are joining a training halfway through, or they have to wait a month, because we all know that when you first start, that's when you have the most enthusiasm, and you don't ever want to have to wait, because that can be it can be discouraging and you can lose that spark. So I do a lot of self-led things, and then I motivate them through those tier groups instead. So in this page, this website is actually my training page. So so you can see that I have a new coaches tab. So it kind of sets them up to, there's a welcome video and there's some stuff here. So when I welcome into my personally sponsored page, I link this as well. And then I have the new coach basics training. So that's in here as well. And then there's social media training, advanced training, challenge groups. I have all my scripts for challenge groups there as well. So that's all really there for them. So as coaches that are wanting to go and just start, they just have to come in here and just start going through the lessons. Now, this is one way. Now, everyone has a different learning style. As a teacher, I believe it's super important to meet everyone's learning styles. And you'll know that maybe you're a person that, you know, learns really well by listening to someone speak. And maybe when someone has slideshows up there, you don't even want to look at them. That's just too overwhelming. You get distracted. So you're more of an auditory learner. Well, some other people actually learn better from reading or seeing, so they like to be more visual learners. And then some people need more hands-on. So I think it's really important as a leader to set up a system for your coaches and your coaches' coaches to have access to all three. So that's what I've been working on. So for me, when I think of this page, I think of it more, well, it kind of means everything, because you'll see in my Coach Basics training, I've tried to incorporate a lot of videos. So there is text for anybody that is reading, and then any video I've ever really loved that's helped me, I've put them in here. So there's really, on this one, there's not a whole lot of writing. But this way, someone that is about, you know, visual and auditory, they get this. And then there's a call to action. So there's that little piece of hands-on. So this website kind of hits all three of those targets, which is really great. Now, what I have found from some of my coaches is they do sometimes get overwhelmed with the website because it's so big. There's so much here. They want to get through it all right now. Instead of being patient and doing a little bit each day and plugging away, they just want to do it all. And, you know, I'm like that too. So I shouldn't be really surprised that my coaches are too. But I wanted them to, for those coaches that get overwhelmed, I wanted them to have a system that still would, you know, give them the visual, give them, you know, the call to actions, and not be overwhelming. So what I've been doing, I'm just going to pop into my Google Drive here. Before, when I mentioned that there is, I have folders with handbooks and stuff in them, what I've actually done is I've created these folders. So this one is my Welcome New Coaches folder. So when someone signs up on the team, I actually send them an email, which then step by step tells them what they need to do. So in here, I actually have the coach handbook, and then I have a little image for them to look at if they're a discount coach. And I have an image of how to get their 90 personal volume HD. I have my expectations, and I have an introduction, getting to know them document as well. So this is a chance for them to fill this form and send it to me when they've gone through everything, so I can get to know who they are, what their goals are, and stuff like that. I also have a GEMS personality test to know who's on my team and what they need from me, and then the form that they need to fill out, and the compensation plan, because lots of coaches like to kind of take a look at that. And I remember as a new coach, I looked at that 1,000 times. It probably didn't mean anything to me at the time, but I liked knowing it and seeing the business side of things. So as a new coach, this is what they have access to. And they have access to this handbook. So it's super long. It's like 58 pages, but I have, you know, broken every single thing down. So if they go through it, they can really look up anything they need to know. So it really takes out that guessing game of things where they're not really sure what they're doing, they're not sure where they're going, and they want to reach out to me constantly to see, you know, what's this? How do I do that? They don't need to do that now. They can go page by page. It shares with them, you know, all the information of the company. It shares with them everything they need to know, how to do things, how to make codes, all that kind of stuff. So someone that really likes to, you know, look and see and, you know where things are. You know, I've taken screenshots of things and put it in and, you know, pointed to exactly where they need to go. So it's all here for them, which they really love. So that is the one folder I've created. The other folders I've created so far is a Growing Emeralds one. So again, there's the handbook, and I showed this one before. So they have all that information right there. I also then have a how to run a challenge group one. So there is, you know, I've started putting scripts in here. I started to put all my challenge, my free groups, all that stuff in here. All my past scripts are actually in here. And there's going to be, oh, and then I made a handbook as well. So again, I went step by step. It's 11 pages long. I showed examples. I told them what they needed to do. So everything's in here, so they can kind of just dive in and have all those initial questions kind of answered right from the beginning. The next one I made was actually a handbook, or 3 handbooks for my new challengers. So they have a new challenge, new challenger handbook, so they know how to, you know, get started. All their answers are answered, or questions are answered for, you know, the meal plan, the Shakeology, Beachbody on Demand, all that stuff is there. There's a recipe book and then a meal plan book. So they have access to all 3 of these, which I think has really helped my challengers. Since they've implemented this, I've seen a huge improvement in the engagement from day one. So nobody has to wait for their 21-day fix to come in. No one has to go on to Beachbody on Demand and, you know, figure out how to access the book so they can figure out how much they eat of what. It's all in this book. I literally took the book and retyped it out into a format that would allow them to just get started. So all of the food stuff is here, and I've actually then gone ahead and shared my, you know, one of my plans so they could see how I do it step by step. How do I plan? How do I figure out what to eat? All of that is right here. How to figure out what to drink for water, understanding your why, setting your goals, how to do your measurements, you know, what you need to do to reach your goals. What are my tips? What did I do to reach my goals? Because really, that's what they want to know. How did you do what you did? And then setting those expectations of your challenge group. So before they even come into the group, they know what the expectations are. They know what to expect from me and what I expect of them, and how those expectations will really help to drive them forward with their goals. And then explain to them how the challenge group will work, how they can earn prizes, you know, how Shakeology works, how Beachbody on Demand works, how to access Beachbody on Demand. That's a big question. And then my tips, and what is the challenger of the week. So I do a challenger of the week as well. So those things are really important to kind of set those things out. So those are the ones that I have made so far. I still have 3 more folders to make, but those things are how I then, you know, help my coaches have access to the information without an overwhelming experience like the website might be for them. Now, the third part, which I haven't got finished yet, is with each of those handbooks, I'm actually going to be making a video training session that will be then put into playlists based on each folder onto my YouTube channel. So someone that is an auditory learner that, you know, is at work and is allowed to listen to music or whatever they want on headphones, but can't be reading on Facebook and stuff, they can then just, you know, turn on the YouTube video playlist and listen to me explain everything. So that will be my third section that eventually will be put up and in place for my team. So those things are really important, thinking of those. If you haven't started making videos for your team, do it, because some people don't learn through reading, and some people don't, you know, a training group just doesn't work for them. They need videos. They need a place to, you know, be able to listen and learn while they're at work. So I know for me, I wasn't supposed to be on Facebook, right? I wasn't supposed to be there, you know, reading training posts and stuff, but I was allowed to listen to music or radio or podcasts or whatever I wanted while I worked. So the reason I was able to learn so much about coaching so fast in the beginning was because I actually just played bombshell calls and YouTube videos of coaches all day long instead of the radio. So if you want your coaches to dive into the information and to learn, but they work full time, then you need to be providing them with those opportunities. So as a leader, you need to be making videos, and you need to be providing them with or even providing them with a list of videos of other coaches to listen to that have helped you, so they have some place to start. So that's kind of what I do. So I have the 3-tiered system. I have a big group page, and I have a personally sponsored page. I have a training website, and then I've been putting the information into folders, and that has worked really well for my team. So I hope that answers your questions. I hope that gives you some ideas of what you could be doing. Everybody does everything different. Everyone has a different team with different needs, and I'm sure as my team grows, the needs are going to change depending on the people and where they're at and who I'm attracting. But for now, I'm basing it on, you know, my education as a teacher and providing everyone with that opportunity to learn in their best way so they can be the most successful coach that they can be. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that helped. Bye, guys.